sometimes you find a book that when you start reading it, you forget where you are and you're just completely immersed in the story and you want to know what happens next, and you just decide you won't bother doing anything else. You'll just carry on reading this book until you get to the end of it. Well, this is one of those books. Belonging by Umi Sinha. So this is a beautifully crafted story. It reminded me a bit of Sebastian Faulks's bestseller Birdsong, which was about war in the trenches and defeating the Germans in Europe. But this one gives a different angle on that. It's about the Anglo-Indian aspect. It starts in Victorian times with the grandmother who travels to India not knowing what to expect to marry a man she hardly knows, and it kind of goes on from there with one disaster after another. Because the Brits are trying to control the Indians and they have an uneasy relationship which among certain individuals it seems to go quite well, and then you're brought up against the fact that the Indians want independence and it's not going to end well. But it's a very personal story. It's the story of a family told through the voices of the three individuals. The oldest, the grandmother, is a Victorian lady. Her son is born and brought up in India and he's a real Anglo-Indian. And then his daughter is sent back to England for reasons which are not really very clear. And she resents it a lot. And she doesn't know anything about her history and nobody will tell her anything. But eventually she works it all out from the stories which are left to her by her relatives. The book begins with a little scene which is kind of puzzling. It starts in India and there's a family dinner taking place and the child is watching from a ledge, and something quite shocking happens in the course of this dinner which is not explained, and you're left thinking, how does this relate to the story? What on earth is going on here? And why did things happen like that? And so it carries on and you're taken forward and gradually things are revealed. And everybody means well, but somehow things don't work out because of the situation they're in. And at the end of the book, the granddaughter, I suppose the main character, has to make a decision. What is she going to do next? Her life has been constrained. It's not exactly been shattered, but it has been limited by the circumstances in which she's grown up, and she doesn't know where she is anymore. She doesn't know where she belongs, and so hence the title of the story, Belonging. When you read a good story like that and you come to the end of it and you have to put the book down because there's no more words on the page, and you sit there and you think, you don't think, you're just kind of still immersed in it. You can't get back to the real world for a little while. It's that kind of story. So I would certainly recommend that you go out and buy it and read it, or maybe get it on Kindle if that's your thing. And I'll see you next time. Bye.